Okay, so here's part 2 of our little video on how to graph the data coming from the CCD that we're using on the Raman Spectrometer. It's a 1D CCD, so when we do a read, we read out all the values, and all the potential wells. There's 4,000 up there. For some reason, we're getting 3,200 or so values here. But we're going to go ahead and write a piece of code that looks at the size of however much data is there and formats it nicely into these bins of this array, and then we're going to just have it plot to the graph. So let's take a look at making this happen. In the previous video, I showed how we could take this 1D array of floating point values and feed it right into the graph, and it automatically knew exactly what to do and how to parse that. What it won't know how to do is take this long string and parse that. We're going to have to give it a little bit of help. So this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to initially take this string that comes out, and I'm going to do a search within that string for string subset. Maybe we'll look at the string subset function. Anytime I don't know what something is, it looks like they've made some changes to the string section here. You can just right-click on any of these VIs and click Help, and it will pop up a nice help function written by the people at National Instruments as to exactly what that function does. Okay, this string subset function returns the substring of the input string beginning at offset and containing length number of characters. Okay, that's not really the function that I want. I want a search. So I need to find a search type function. There's build text, format, search and replace. Okay, search and replace is really not what I want either. Let's see. String subset, concatenate, match pattern. That's what I want, match pattern. There it is. All right, so I'm going to use match pattern, and when I right-click on match pattern and look at the help, what I see is this searches for the regular, there's got two inputs, string and regular expression. It searches for regular expression in the string beginning at a given offset. All right? And then what it's going to do is it's going to return before string, the match string, and after substring. And so what I'm going to do, what I'm attempting to do here is I'm trying to get rid of this extra stuff up here, up to starting up, and get it to start right here on this first line. Okay? So I'm going to have it search for starting up. I'm going to have it search for that text right there. Okay? So let me just real quickly put a new string down on the screen here. So let's go to string and path. Here's a string constant. I put a string constant down, and now I put that starting up little string snippet. So I'm going to call this string search for. Okay, so now we have that text, and I'm going to do that trick again where I say data operations, make current value default, and save that as the default value for that string control when I save the VI. So now this is the default value that goes in this string, and in this read buffer string, these are the default value. Whatever, all that stuff is the default value saved into that string. Okay, so let's see how I parse this. All I'm going to do is I'm going to take to the input regular expression and string. Oh boy, which one was which? I forget. One of them, okay, input string is where we put read buffer. Okay, so this goes to read buffer. The searched string, what we're looking for, goes in this. We're not going to wire anything to the offset because we want it to start at the beginning, and its default value is 0. And now let's just take a look at what we get out of this. So create indicator, and I'm going to right click on this, say create indicator, and then I'm going to right click on this third one, create indicator. So now I've taken all three of these all three of these outputs that come out of this function, and I put them to as outputs right here. Let me go ahead and move this out of the way and move this out of the way so we can play with this and see what happens. When I program, I usually, I step through things kind of slowly, and I'm real careful and meticulous, and I like to make sure that it's going to do what I think it's going to do by testing it through the whole way. Every time I do something, I test. All right, so we've got this match substring. We've got before, match, and after. And I'm going to make all three of these bigger so we can see what comes out of all of them. Give me the thing. It's really not wanting to give this to me. There it goes. All right, and here's the after. All right, so now when I run it, let me just save it real quickly. Boom, there we go. Here's the match substring. It found this starting up. It says, look, I found it. Here it is, starting up. And here's what came after it. And this is really good because it has all of our numbers. One thing I don't like about it, though, is it seems to have a carriage return. So I'm going to go ahead and take this, and I'm going to add a carriage return to it. Ooh, let's Control Z that. Okay, let me make this bigger first of all so I can see what's happening. I'm going to add a carriage return. And now I'm going to say, Edit, make current values default. And now I'm going to save that change into the front panel. Now we're going to search. Does it find it? No, it did not find it. It did not, it really didn't like that. So we're going to go back and take it off. Edit, make current values default. I'll save it. I mean, is it making sense what I'm doing, or am I moving too fast? Okay, now I got it back. Okay, look, it got rid of it. For some reason, the first time I ran it, it didn't run right. Now it's running properly. Oh no, I still have that carriage return. I'd like to get rid of that carriage return. Tell you what I'm going to do. See, can we even go down to that point? How are we going to get rid of that value there, that extra carriage return? I tell you what, here's what I'm going to do.